everybody, Matt the Bat here. Now, yesterday, James Gunn finally put out his phase 1, if you will, plans for the new DCU. It's about time. He kept saying, oh yeah, we'll be coming out in January. It'll be coming out in January. It'll be coming out in January. Well, yesterday was D-Day, the last day of January, and finally, the heavens opened up and they said, here you go. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to run down the movies that were announced. I'm not going to go through everything. I'm just going to talk about the movies here and give you my thoughts and what I'm looking forward to. So number 1, Superman Legacy. We already heard that, James Gunn was writing a Superman movie. It sounded like that was going to be the first movie out of the DCU. And they already gave it a release date of July 2025. So really a little bit over 2 years. 2 years and 4 months, 5 months, give or take. I mean, you think about it, by July the movie will already be done. The marketing would have started months ago. So you're literally looking at like 2 years from now or less. We will already have a trailer for this new Superman movie. It's going to be called Superman Legacy. And if you remember back in like November, December, James Gunn said this will be a younger Superman, probably around the Robert Pattinson age, if I had to guess. So I'm looking forward to that. I think I did my who I think is going to be the new Superman. I'll attach that down at the end of the video. But I'm looking forward to it. Is it a gamble to start out with the new Superman movie? Just like the original DCU started with Man of Steel? I don't know. I really like Man of Steel. I still think that's the best DCU movie that they put out. So maybe the second time's the charm with another Superman movie. I'm going to eventually put out who I think should be Lois Lane. And we don't know what else is going to be about this movie. He didn't say what villain is going to be. Are we going to have Lex Luthor? Are we going to have Brainiac? Are we Perry White? All that stuff. But I'm looking forward to it. I actually would not be surprised if by Comic-Con this year, that's when we hear who's going to be the new Superman. Oh yeah, by the way, they're doing some yard work outside. So if you hear the blower, I can't control that. So just bear with me on that one. Next is going to be a Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. This was actually a little bit surprising. I guess I didn't expect a Supergirl movie this soon. But they are going to be doing a Supergirl movie. Woman of Tomorrow. Now, they don't have a release date yet, but the interesting about this one is, we're going to see Supergirl in the Flash movie, played by Sasha Calle. Now, James Gunn has already said it, after the Flash movie, is going to completely reset the DCU. So does that mean they're going to have a new actress playing Supergirl? If so, I'm going to have to do a new casting of who I think is going to be the new Supergirl. That will be fun. But yeah, Woman of Tomorrow. And then they don't give a release date yet. So is this going to come out around the time of Superman or the year after? We don't know. But what are your thoughts on that? And the heavens opened up today. Or yesterday. And the Batman 2, or in the Batman Part 2, that's the official title, will be coming out October 3rd, 2025. James Gunn said, there's that man, Matt the Bat. His birthday's in October. Let's put the Batman Part 2 in October. He called me directly, by the way. He said, Matt, when's your birthday? Okay, I'll put it out 10 days before your birthday. There you go. The Batman Part 2. This is going to be in the Elseworld. This is not going to be part of the new DCU. It's going to be separate, like the Joker movie. It's going to have a new brand, Elseworld, which is great. I think it's also interesting they call it Part 2. Why is that interesting? Well, they didn't call it the Batman 2. They didn't call it the Batman Chapter 2. They called it Part 2. Part. Why is that interesting? Well, back in the day, people, a lot of movies back in like the 70s and 80s, when you had, a sequel, it was Part 2. The Godfather, Part 2. The Godfather, Part 3. Back to the Future, Part 2. Okay? Now for the Godfather was like a crime story. The gangster mob crime story, if you will. The Batman has been a crime, crime. So right there that, says something about the movie. Part 2, with more crime in Gotham. We got Robert Pattinson back. Obviously Matt Reeves. Now it's coming out in October 2025. Some people might think that's a long way away. Yes and no. And who knows, they might even end up bumping the movie up a couple months. And remember, the original Batman movie was supposed to come out in June of 2021, but because of the pandemic, they pushed it to October 2021, and then for some reason they pushed it to March of 2022. But now somebody was going to come out in October, and after seeing that opening of the movie, it set on Halloween, you kind of understood why they were going for that. Now, I think they might bump it back. They might move it up to summer of 2025. But since they already got Superman in July, that might not happen. But it's not as long as you think. Because I bet you by the end of this year, they're going to start filming that movie. Or the very beginning of next year. So, we'll be hearing casting and all that throughout this year. So I'm looking forward to the Batman 2, Part 2. Another surprise was Swamp Thing. This is a classic monster movie character all the way back in I think the 70s or whatever. 60s, 70s, maybe even earlier. They had a Swamp Thing TV show. Then they did a remake of the show that came out like in 2019 on the CW with Crystal Reed and Virginia Madsen, Will Patton, and I think Len Wiseman directed a few episodes. James Gunn was producer. For some reason the season only lasted one season. They canceled the season after one episode. And I admit, I've tried to watch that show. I've never been able to get into it. But since they're going to make it into a movie, it's probably going to be a horror film. Probably going to be rated R. It's going to be in the Elseworld category. Which is great. I mean, they can really do whatever they want. And earlier today, they just came out and said that James Mangold, the director of the new Indiana Jones, Logan, Wolverine, Night and Day, Walk the Line, 310 to Yuma, 4V Ferrari, is in talks to direct that film. You had my curiosity. Now you got my attention. Now about a month or so ago, I did a fan casting for Batman. Because when James Gunn said he's going to have a new Batman in his DCU, that's it. I don't know if this is going to be a younger Batman. I don't know if this is going to be an older Batman. Or a Batman in his prime. I said, I don't think they're going to go younger because they got Robert Pattinson. That'd be a little weird. But they're going to make the brave and the bold. It's going to be Batman and Robin, basically. And this Robin isn't going to be Dick Grayson. It's not going to be Jason Todd. It's not going to be any of the... It's going to be Damian Wayne. Bruce Wayne's son. Damian Wayne is the son of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul. Now we saw Talia al Ghul in The Dark Knight Rises, played by Marion Cotillard. Talia al Ghul is the daughter of Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul, the Immortal, the leader of the League of Shadows. So that is interesting that we're going to see Robin finally, since Batman and Robin. And it looks like we're going to have a younger Robin because Damian Wayne was young. At least if they cast a teenager. But it goes to the point then. We're not going to have a younger Batman. We're going to have a Batman then either in his prime or older. So now, oh boy, who's going to be Batman? There's some speculation out there that they are going to bring in Ben Affleck, since he did play the older Batman in Batman v Superman and Justice League. That's still a possibility. I mean, they can still go into like Jake Gyllenhaal. He's in his 40s now. Batman in his prime. And cast a young kid, like a between 13 and 15-year-old, to play Robin. Damian Wayne. That would be interesting. The other speculation is they already said that James Gunn has met with Ben Affleck to direct the movie. We know that Ben Affleck has a script for a Batman movie that he was supposed to direct. Ben Affleck might come in and direct this Batman film, The Brave and the Bold. He might not star in it, but he might direct it. That would be great. And then like they get an actor in their prime to play Batman, like then Jake Gyllenhaal. Or, I would say, man, if they were going after like an older Bat, I don't know. But I think Carl Urban would still be great too, as Bruce Wayne. But yeah, that one had me very curious. Yeah, this is going to be the Batman from the new DCU. I mean, there's going to be a Batman in his prime or older. They're going to be introducing Robin. And not only Robin, but in the article it says the Bat family. Which means we can see Nightwing in there. Dick Grayson. But as, like a 20-something-year-old. Or 25 or 30-year-old. We could see Batgirl. Who knows, they might bring in Leslie Grace, who starred in that Batgirl movie that wasn't released, and throw her back in. Shit! Man, think about this. If you want an older Batman, we also know another actor that's going to show up in the flesh playing Batman. His name is Michael Keaton. Could we see Michael Keaton star in this Batman movie as the older Batman and his son, Damian Wayne? Possibility right there. Imagine Ben Affleck directing, Michael Keaton starring as Batman. The internet will lose their fucking mind. Ben Affleck, writer, director, Michael Keaton starring. I will not be surprised if that happens. I'm just telling you that right now. You've heard it here first. Ben Affleck directs, Michael Keaton stars as Batman. When they announce that, come back to me. Come back to me. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm very curious. Who's going to be the villain? Are we gonna see Ra's al Ghul? We saw Ra's al Ghul as Liam Neeson in the Nolan films. Are we gonna see a new Talia al Ghul? Warner Brothers. If you get Talia al Ghul, you better bring in Eva Green to play Talia al Ghul. If you do not get Eva Green to play Talia al Ghul, I will be mad. But yeah, those are the movies for Phase 1 of the DCU. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about all this? What movie interests you the most? I know I didn't get into the TV stuff, but we don't even know when any of that's going to be coming out. The movies are the things that interest me the most. And like I said, some of these I'm going to probably do some fan casting for. Supergirl. I might even have to do another ramen one. But let me know in the comments below. Matt and Brad here. We got some exciting Batman stuff, so looking forward to all of that. Let me know, subscribe to the channel. Once again, Matt, the Matt.